Right guys, good to see you again. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about leading. So what is leading? Leading is casting around the lake to trying to find a feature, like a silt pocket, like finding a gravel spot, like finding a hole in the floor. Topography, that's what it is. Leading helps you find topography. It's what we used to use before we used marker rods and marker floats. Then we use these to identify how deep the water is, and also to find gravel spots. But it's a lot quicker if you use a lead. When you lead around like you're watching now, you can see that it's a lot easier to do that. Flicker it around, and when you find the spot you're looking for, it'd be a hole, a bar, a gravel spot or a silt spot, then that's what you do. You clip it up where you found it and then cast it out over the spot and count how long it takes to get from the top of the lake to the bottom of the lake. That'll indicate how deep it is. It's that simple. So let's cast it out. Let's see what we're doing. So give it a little flick into the part of the lake that you think looks attractive to you. Let's give it a little waggle out there. I clipped up. I've got 4. I counted 4 seconds. We'll do that again. Reel it back in. I know there's a gravel spot there because I did a little bit of leading around before. So you cast it all over the lake, not in front of people's swims, other people's swims, don't be rude. And we'll see what's going on. Let's give it another cast. Now watch. I've tied this to a clip. So this is a gravel spot I've already found. I can feel a notch in the bumping on the rod tip when you brought it back. Leg clip, 1, 2, 3. Counted 3 seconds. Right, we're going to equate that now to the marker rod. So if we count off 3 seconds when that drops, right, so what we've done, we've cast the marker rod out now, and we're going to do the 3 seconds. So we said 3 seconds. We'll see now what, when I count in the way I count, it's quite specific to each person. I'm going to look and see how deep it is by using the marker float. Let's see if it's in shot. Right, so here we go. The marker's on the bottom. Make sure we're tight up to the marker. Right, and we're going to pull off 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5. So I can equate that on my 3 seconds, when I count 3 seconds off, 1, 2, 3, is 5 foot. Yeah, so it's a good indication that if you cast it out, you hit the lead clip, you've got an indication of how deep it is. So my 3 seconds, 5 foot. Now that takes a bit of practice. Now you need to know how you count specifically. You could work in seconds, but not everybody counts the same pace. So if you count things off naturally and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could equate how you actually count off to the distance used on a marker. So you don't necessarily need a marker. I like to use a marker because you know exactly what it is. It's more accurate. Some people like to lead around and don't like to use a marker. That's how they like to fish. It's not how I like to fish. I've done leading before I had markers because, like I said on a previous vlog, I've been doing this since about 1978. And then there wasn't really markers, there was pike bungs and that kind of thing. And that's what we used. And we used spods, weren't what you could buy a spod. You couldn't buy them, you had to make them out of a tube, any form of tube, put a bit of... I'll do a spod in the future, a homemade spod. That's what I'll do. But we made the spods ourselves. I cut long story short. So that's leading. So that's what we do with leading. Got to go now because there's another plane coming over. This is near the airport. Speak to you soon. So let's recap. A lead, a rod, a reel, your line, attach the lead to the line and cast around until you can feel, it's all about feel this and it takes practice, the features you're looking for. Gravel, what does gravel do? It bumps along, bump, 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 bump. What's silt? Mud. It's slow to pull through and a bit like pushing your fork through porridge or whatever it is, right? A hole, you feel it drop into the hole. A gravel bar, you can feel it bump over it and then drop off it. That's how you identify the areas you're looking for. Apart from that, it is what it is. So, cool. That's leading.